Hey everybody, thank you for joining us today for another video with ICCG. This is John Kaminsky, and you're used to seeing Grant here with me most of the time. And we're doing a series of introductions with the One Accord Capital Advisors. And in one of our previous videos, I introduced Jeff Rogers. I hope you saw that. If not, go back and look at that. You'll find out a little bit more background on One Accord itself. And today I wanted to introduce you to John Kaminsky because we are head to head here working with In a Good Way. We're working at the same direction, and we're both in the M&A advisory world. You're kind of handling that for the One Accord, at least you're heading that piece up. And as I said in one of the previous videos, we've been partnering with One Accord for the last 9 months or so, and it's been wonderful. It's been really great. And so Jonathan, it'd be really great if you could just introduce a little bit about your background, what your role is. I know you've been with One Accord for a long time. Yeah. And you're still around, so you must be good at what you do. So let's hear about it.
Well, Dave, thanks a lot. Appreciate being here.
You bet.
So, yeah, I was the guy growing up who always sold the most candy bars or raffle tickets or whatever it was that you had to raise money for. That was me.
And you're also an auctioneer, I hear.
Yeah,
okay.
I do that, yeah. Okay. But I went on, came out of school and went to Xerox and got the best sales training you could get at the time. Went on to medical sales and then started my own company. And so grew that to be named the best company to work for 2 years in a row, and we sold it to a national company doing a roll-up. I went on, did some other things, but I landed at One Accord. I've been at One Accord for 15 plus years at this point, and it's super exciting. I love the idea with One Accord that we get to work with so many different types of businesses, different business owners, helping them grow and scale and transition their businesses and harvest what they've all the efforts they put into their businesses for so many years.
Yeah. One of the things I've noticed and got to know and really love about John is that he's just got this vast amount of experience, especially when it comes to sales and refining operations in business and strategy and interaction with people. And I've had him work with us on some other situations with teams, and the experience goes way beyond just the M&A world, which is really helpful when you get into the M&A world and working with business owners who are looking at this. So that experience you bring into it is wonderful, because we can walk into companies and tell a lot more than just your typical M&A guy would be able to tell. And we're going to take a video here in the future and talk all about some of the internal stuff that you guys do, but talk about that a little bit.
Well, I think it is really one of the things that differentiates both One Accord and ICCG, in that we're made up of operators. I mean, ICCG, This was a thing that really attracted and really helped bond and make it clear that the alignment between One Accord and ICCG was so good, is that your guys have owned and operated businesses and been there in the trenches, as have we. We've started businesses, we've grown businesses. We know what it's like to worry about making payroll. We know what it's like to deal with PPP. We know what it's like to go through the sale of a business as an owner. And that is unusual. I mean, for most business owners, if they're looking for some advisors to help them sell their business and whatnot, they're talking to brokers or investment bankers who understand that process, but they've never been through it as an owner.
And they don't understand the psyche of an owner. This is a very emotional experience for a lot of people. And
when I sold my first business, that week of closing was the most stressful week of my life. Yeah. My hair was brown before then. It was incredible.
It's been white ever since.
Yeah.
So what is your role now with One Accord Capital Advisors, which is an arm of One Accord?
Sure.
The Capital Advising Group. What is your role?
Well, in addition to being an owner, I'm a managing partner. And so heading up the team that we're working together and partnering with ICCG. So we're talking with business owners all the time to help identify their options, and determine if is the time to transition correct now, or are there things that they should do beforehand. I tell business owners, I believe business owners fall into one of three categories. Those that want out now, as quickly as possible. If it were a house, they might clean it and stage it, but they're not doing any updates to it. If those that are willing to invest a year or two in a house, that's new carpet and paint or new kitchens and baths, or those that are willing, they don't have a transition timeline in front of them. Those are the people that want to add an addition or put a pool in the backyard, right? Though, depending on where folks are in their own transition timeline, they need different things. And so helping to identify that and giving them those options is one of the things that I really enjoy doing.
What do you think are some of the strengths of us and the benefits of us working together that you've seen?
There are a couple that really stand out. One is the fact that your team and our team, we're bin operators. We know what it's like to run businesses, as we talked about. That's huge. It means that we're in alignment when we're coming forth to help business owners figure out what's best for them, not for us. We're also, both teams are very relationally oriented versus transactionally focused. And so we believe that relationship transcends transaction. And so figuring out where this is and what's right, helping guide through those very emotional times is huge.
Yeah.
Grant's background in tax and his CPA, that's been wonderfully
It's invaluable. Yeah.
Wonderfully valuable. And then the other aspect is there's little nuances. I mean, we all have things that we're great at, but we're greater together. It's 1 + 1 = 3, or actually 4 or 5. You know, it really does feel like we just bring little nuances, whether it's creative ideas of way to structure something or the ability to connect. You know, some people are going to connect with you better than me, or vice versa,
Right.
and that can help. Whether when we're working with the buyers, when we're working with the sellers, so that we have the ability to collaborate and actually move things to the finish line as a team.
Yeah, that's great. John, thank you for being here. You're going to be back with us in the future to explain some other things, and you and Jeff are going to come on one video and show us a little bit more about the inner workings of
Fabulous.
One Accord. So I
Looking forward to
appreciate you being here. Thanks everybody for joining us. We'll see you next time.